Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So today I've got a Dwight Howard build. So this will be a prime Dwight Howard build back in his Orlando Magic days. So make sure he's a center and we'll move on. So for the body settings, he's listed at 6'10 on basketballreference.com. So we'll make the build 6'10 so you get the big man contact dunks with this. In terms of the weight, we are going to drop that down to 220 pounds. This is just to help with a bit of finishing and a bit of speed because he was really athletic in his prime. And for wingspan, we are going to push that to the max, which is 7'8", just to get those contact dunks and also bump the rebounding up as well. Body shape I just chose built because he's absolutely ripped, particularly when he was with Orlando, he was huge. And we'll move on to the attributes. In terms of the close shot, now this is where pretty much all of his scoring comes from, in the paint, in the key area. So we want to get this as high as we can. So for this build, I've managed to get close shot to 93. That just gets you the extra badge point at 93, and also gives you all the close shot badges, pretty much Hall of Fame. The only one that's not Hall of Fame is hook specialist, which needs a 99 close shot, and I chose to put something else 99 instead. But you do have grace under pressure, you know, putback boss, Hall of Fame, mouse and house, fast twitch, so you got capabilities to get them Hall of Fame. In terms of driving layup, we are going to push that to 80. I do like having a bit of layup because sometimes you do get those dunk animations, but then you get hit with contact and it changes it to a layup. And still having a good layup rating enables you to finish those shots and get those points. And also gives you the silver fearless finisher, acrobat and slithery finisher on 80 layup as well. Now for driving dunk, we are going to max that out to 84 to get those pro contact dunks. So you will have an ability to drive and finish with contact dunks for this build, which I think is really essential to Dwight Howard. Now for standing dunk, we are going to max that out to 99, so you will have Hall of Fame posterizer with this build. You know, Dwight Howard was an absolute monster in his day, in his prime, and he could just rise up and slam it on anyone. He's a bit like what Giannis is today, just an ability just to, in traffic, just to jump straight up and just slam it really viciously over opponents. And because we won't be upgrading shooting with this build, because I think Dwight's only hit like 5 threes in his career or something, I wanted to max out something and give it something that no other build really has, which is Hall of Fame posterizer. So you should have a lot of fun with that. Now for post control, he was a pretty good post player. That's where a lot of his points came from, you know, pick and roll, and then it was the post moves. So I managed to push post control to 91. So at 88, back down punisher gets 1 badge cheaper. As you can see, if I move it over, everything gold and Hall of Fame go 1 badge cheaper. And then at 91 you get the extra badge points. So you will have 34 finishing badges, which is a lot of finishing badges for a center build. In terms of shooting, we're not going to touch mid-range shot. That just got upgraded with close shot. 3-point shot we're not going to touch, but we are going to push free throw to 75. Now he was a 56%, he is a 56% career free throw shooter. But I did have the points to push it to 75 because I wanted the build to have a level of free throw. Because you are an inside player, you're probably going to get fouled a bit if you play 5v5s or a lot of career. So I wanted you to still get those points at a good rate. So I chose 75 free throw. Now for playmaking, you know, 85 pass accuracy is just essential with every build. So you will have the gold bullet passer with this Dwight Howard build. In terms of ball handle, he wasn't, unlike Giannis, who can handle the rock. Dwight was an old school center. He wasn't really a ball handler, but I still had the points to upgrade this because I wasn't upgrading shooting. So I thought I may as well. So you're going to have 73 ball handle with this build, so you will be able to dribble a bit. And also speed with ball is going to get pushed to 57, just for the extra badge point to get it to 20. And you will have bronze quick first step with this build. So against other centers that may have low perimeter defense, aka lateral quickness, you may be able to get around with them if you play your angles right and you play a lot of 3v3s as well where there's a bit more space. But that's playmaking. In terms of defense, you know, he was a 3-time defensive player of the year. I think a lot of people forget that about Dwight. he was one of the he is one of the all-time great defensive players ever to step foot on the NBA court. So I wanted to make his defense really great as well. So I pushed interior defense to 88. So at 88 you get the gold brick wall. I couldn't quite work it so that I had gold post lockdown at 89 interior defense, but silver or bronze should be okay, because as you can see later, we will upgrade some really good interior defensive things. In terms of perimeter defense, he was a bit slow laterally because he was so huge and he was so big, but you will still have a level of defense on the perimeter. So I've chosen to go 65 perimeter defense to unlock an extra badge point. And then with steel, we are going to put that to 78 so that you get the gold interceptor. Now for block, we're going to put that to 97. He was a 2 times blocks leader in the league. A few seasons he's averaged over 3 blocks a game. He's got a career 2.5 blocks or something similar per game, and that's with him coming off the bench for the last few seasons. I think his highest average was 3.9 blocks a game, which is just huge. So we definitely want to push blocks as high as we can. And at 97, you unlock the Hall of Fame rim protector, which I think is pretty essential to the build. In terms of rebounding, little thing I noticed with 2K in this part of the build is that at 91, of course, we get the gold rebound chaser. If you max out defensive rebound, you don't gain any badge points, but by maxing out offensive rebound, you gain an extra badge point. So we're going to have 93 offensive rebound, so you will be able to snag a heap of offensive boards, particularly as a real interior player. You'll be around the rim a lot, so you'll definitely get some of them. And defensive rebound, we're going to leave at 91 to get a lot of defensive boards as well. You should be averaging a heap of rebounds with this build. Now for physicals, we are going to push speed and acceleration to 70. Speed can go up to 73, so you're only dropping it by 3, and you've got max acceleration as well. So you're definitely pretty quick as a 6'10 center. Now for vertical, we are going to push that to 75 because that's what we need for the elite big man contact dunks and the pro contact dunks off 1 and 2. And you'll also get the elite contact alley-oops with this build as well. So that's there. And we're just going to chuck the rest on stamina for 90 stamina, and that's the build. So in total we have 34 finishing, 0 shooting, 20 playmaking and 35 defensive badges for a total of 89 badges. Now most of my builds have over 90 badges. I try to make builds with at least 90 badges, but for builds like this that are really specialized, I don't think it's too much of a big deal that it's only got 89, because you can have Hall of Fame level finishing and defending, and with a level of playmaking as well. So it's specialized in defense and in finishing. So you'll be so dominant in that area, because a lot of other players try to make a real all-round player, but you will be so specialized in this area that you'll absolutely dominate in these things. And it makes the game a bit easier to play as well, because you know exactly what you're going to try and do every time. You're just going to score in the paint, be really great on defense. It's really repeatable to do, and you can really grind the build really quickly. So 89 badges with the 34 and 35 in finishing and defense respectively. I should have a lot of fun with this build. Now for the takeovers, I just chose pain intimidation because there was no slashing takeovers with this build, which I thought was interesting considering we had 99 standing dunk. But we will have pain intimidation because he was a 3-time defensive player of the year, and he's one of his best methods of scoring was in the post, so power backdowns, because he was so strong. As you can see, he made a versatile paint beast with shades of Bill Russell, Andre Drummond and Robert Williams. Definitely the defense of Bill Russell and Williams, and definitely the rebounding of Drummond as well. But we'll take a look at the badges. Now for Dwight, just pretty much most of the post badges. You've got 34 points here, so you can get a lot of things gold if you want. So drop stepper gold, you can get back down punisher gold, fast twitch. You get a lot of things like mouse in the house, hook specialist, grace under pressure. Lob city finisher probably should be gold, but you only need it bronze for the game. Get that Hall of Fame posterizer because we do have the 99 standing dunk. Get Rise Up to trigger those dunks, unstrippable. And then with the last 9, you may want to put things to help you when you're driving to the rim. So, Slithery Finisher, Limitless Takeoff. And you've still got 3 left. You could easily put that on Putback Boss, on Silver to help with those offensive rebounds, and then Fearless Finisher to help with any contact that you might get on your close shots. So that could be a really great post/inside finishing layout for Dwight Howard. Now shooting, there's nothing here to upgrade except Slippery Off-Ball Bronze. But if you are happy with the rest of the badges and badge points, I do recommend putting a badge point in shooting if you do make the build, because Bronze Slippery Off-Ball is just really handy to have, just frees you up a bit more. You don't suffer from as much contact with this Bronze, so it's a really handy badge to have if you can get it. Now for playmaking, he wasn't much of a playmaker, so it's probably, you just want to do things to help you take guys off their dribble. So, Unpluckable will be great. Tight handles to tighten up that handle, you don't get stripped as much. Quick first step, handles for days. Triple threat juke just to help with a bit of speed. And then the rest, you'll definitely want Gold Bullet Passer and Break Starter. Those two together are really great. And then to get those assists on those breaks, Dimer can be really handy to have. Glue Hands to secure any passes. Post Playmaker, because you will be playing in the post a lot, so that could be definitely a great badge to have. And you've still got 5 left, so you can upgrade things. You can put Triple Threat Juke higher, Handles for Days, and Unpluckable a bit higher. Bailout could be something that you want. Needle Threader, so you don't get those Break Starter passes, intercepted as much. And you've still got 4 left, so Glue Hands could be a good one to get gold. That could be fantastic. And because you're in the post so much, you may want Post Playmaker gold, and that can really help with offensive boards and post kickouts to help your teammates hit a lot of shots. You can be a real triple-double threat with this build. Now for defense, I definitely want things to help interior defense and also with your scoring and getting boards. Brick Wall can help on offense as well. Get those pick and rolls. You've got Rebound Chaser, get Worm Gold. Rim Protector Hall of Fame, because obviously he was one of the best defenders to ever do it. Tallest Defender Bronze. Post Lockdown Bronze. You can get Intimidator Hall of Fame. Box Out Gold. I think he's definitely a defensive leader in his day, so get that Bronze. Chase Down Artist Bronze for those animations. Pogo Stick, because he was so good at going back up after shots. And then with the last one, it's probably up to you. He actually didn't average a lot of steals during his career. I think it's 0.9 at the moment, and he's only had a couple of seasons where he's actually averaged over a steal a game. So you may want something like Interceptor Bronze, just so you don't get caught by any of those backdoor passes that point guards throw. You can get those steals. Or maybe Pick Dodger or Pickpocket or something like that. But I might put it on Interceptor for Dwight. All in all, that's the build. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a really great day.